everybody, it's Lisa from the Silver Farmhouse. Let's make these amazing onions. I just love how these turned out, and I love sitting them anywhere in your home. So we're going to use 3 different kinds of fabric. We are going to use a coffee stained muslin fabric today. There's my muslin fabric, we're going to use cheesecloth fabric, coffee stained, and we're also going to use a paint stained muslin fabric. I paint stained my muslin fabric by using a little bottle of Apple Barrel's English IV color paint. You get a quart of hot water in a bucket, dump your whole thing of paint in there, mix it up very, very, very well before you dip your fabric. Dip your fabric a few times, then wring it out and hang it either in your house or outside to dry, wherever you would like to let it dry. I do the same thing for my muslin fabric and my cheesecloth. My coffee mixture is a quart warm to hot water to 1 to 2 cups of instant coffee. You have to use instant coffee. The more coffee you use, the darker your fabric's going to be. Wring it out and hang it to dry. Take an 8x8 piece of your muslin fabric and stuff it with polyfill. Just make sure you don't overstuff. You need those little flaps that are sticking out of my hand right there to remain sticking out of my hand. Once you have it full enough, it gets bigger than a golf ball. You can make your onion as big as you want as long as your flaps are still up. Take a rubber band and wrap it around those flaps to secure those flaps off so your polyfill does not come out. What you're going to do next is we are going to take our coffee stained cheesecloth. It's an 8x8 piece. I'm going to rip a hole in the center. I'm going to place this cheesecloth over the flaps on that little onion that we just created. Then I'm going to add a little glue around where the rubber band is. Tack off my cheesecloth. I'm also going to flip it over, add some glue to the bottom of the onion, and tack off my muslin fabric on the bottom of the onion. And we have just created our onion. This little bit left over that you have hanging off, just give it a snip off so that you don't have anything hanging off there. Take a little bit of Spanish moss, roll it in a ball, add a little bit of glue to the bottom of your onion, and tack that little ball of Spanish moss on. They make great roots for the onion. Just loving this. Now, where your flaps are, cut them off, but leave about a 1/4 inch sticking up. You don't want to cut them right to the rubber band or it's going to open on you and your polyfill will come out. We are going to start creating the stems. I am using my green muslin fabric that I paint stained. This is a 40-inch piece. It is 1.5 inches wide. I'm just looking for 3 different size strips. These are going to be the top of your onion, the greenery that sticks out of the top of the onion when it grows. Mine are all different sizes, and that's what I was looking for. I'm using a little bit heavier of a wire. I'm using rusty wire, but you can use regular wire. This is about 18 to 20 gauge. I'm just going to cut a piece that is the length of each of my strips of fabric because we are going to end up gluing this in the center of each strip so that we can make the top of our onion bendable and more realistic. If you don't put the wire in there, it's just going to fall over. You can possibly use pipe cleaners too if that's all you have, but add a little bit of glue and then fold your fabric in half. Okay, you're just going to fold it right in half. I did 3 onion stems for each of my onions. You can do as many as you want, but I felt 3 was good enough. So I'm just going to finish up gluing up these last 2. And then remember, they don't all have to be the same length. I make mine various lengths. I didn't want them all the same length. I wanted them to look realistic, even though they don't look realistic, if you know what I'm saying. Add your strips together. I am going to just add them to the length I want. I'm going to snip them even at the bottom. And now you should be able to shove these into that rubber band area that you made. They should be able to pop right in there. I am going to add a little bit of hot glue into where they went in just to secure them in there so that I know that they're not going to fall out. You can also bend now. You can bend these little green stems to give them a little bit of a wavy look. Now, I did create 4 onions, but we're going to grunge this onion up a little bit with black ink. I love black ink pads and a stiff brush. It's going to give you more of a dirty, primitive, old, grungy look. It makes things look a lot older, so it's great to invest in a black ink pad. Now, aren't these so cute? Just bending my stems. I am going to clump 4 of these together, 3 on the bottom and then throw 1 on the top. I'm going to take another little piece of my green fabric and I'm just going to tie it around the stems. Make a little knot just so that these are bunched together. How cute does this look? I'm just going to ink up my little ribbon here. You can use any kind of ribbon you want to use. But I also am creating something really cute for these. I found a little mesh bag in probably Home Goods or Marshall's. They sell them in their kitchenware department. I did coffee stain it up. Look how cute this is. It's like a little vegetable bag. So I coffee stained this bag up the same way I did my fabric. I am going to take a piece of muslin fabric and I'm going to write onions on it. I'm going to glue this onto the front of the bag. I'm going to grunge the bag up with a little bit of ink. And I actually have my onions sitting on top of the bag. I put my ink pad underneath so that I didn't glue to my counter, to my little silicone mat. But look how cute that looks. Grunge it up with a little bit of ink to make that dirty also. And guys, you have a cute bunch of onions with a little onion bag. How cute did this come out? Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and following the Silver Farmhouse.